To get started, we're going to need to cut the fabric to the size according to your frame. So this is a canvas frame, and we're going to remove the staples because we're not going to need the canvas. We're only going to use the frame. So I've already removed that one. And we're going to lay our fabric onto the floor. And we're going to place our frame on top of the fabric and make sure that there's enough fabric to cover the sides, as well as do one fold. I felt like it was a little bit too long on that side, so I'm just going to trim the edges a bit. And we are going to need a staple gun. Mine is corded, but you can get a cordless one if you like. So we're going to start from the middle of the stretcher bar, and we're just going to do one fold of the fabric. Yeah, just like that, and staple the middle. There we go. Sorry about the camera shake. And now we're going to work out towards the corners. So we're going to do one side first. So fold the fabric and then staple. And just make sure that you don't staple all the way to the corner, because you're going to need to fold the corners in later on. So leave a gap once you get to the corners. Okay, so we're leaving some space for the corners, and now we're going to turn it to the opposite side and fold once more, making sure that it covers enough of the frame. Yep, and we want to make sure that we pull it tight. It's really important that we pull it tight. Otherwise, when we are doing our punch needling into the fabric, it's not going to hold the yarn in place. So we're going to make sure that it's nice and tight all the way to both sides. So fold and then just pull. Now you want to pull it tight, very tight, but you don't want to pull it too tight that you're ripping the fabric. So it's going to be really tight, but not overly tight that your fabric is ripping. And once again, with the other sides, when you're doing that side, you don't need to pull it that tight. So just folding it normally. Yep, and then just stapling it. Oops, run out of staples. Yep. So when that's done, once again we turn it to the opposite side, fold, and now we want to make sure that it's really tight. It's the last side that will be stapling down, so we want to make sure you can see the stretch on the fabric, that it needs to be really tight. Okay, so now that we've finished the sides, we are going to, just testing it and seeing that it's tight enough. Now we're going to do the corners, and we want to cut the tip of the corner just so that when we fold, it would be nicely folded. You can see here, I'm just folding the corners down and stapling it down to secure it. Once again, cutting the tip off and then folding the corners, folding the fabric. And if you feel like that there's a little bit too much fabric, you can just cut some off. That way it's easier for you to fold it all down, and it won't be too thick when you're trying to staple it down. So you'll be repeating that with all the corners. Just remember, don't cut it too short, so make sure that you don't accidentally cut it too short and that it's enough to fold down. There we go. One more just to secure it, and there we have it, all done. And just making sure that it's nice and stretched. And there you are. Thank you so much for watching.